Hello and welcome to the Drink In and Geek Out podcast. This is a show where we drink beer and talk about it. This next segment, we're going to talk about what's going on with all of us and maybe a little bit about beer news. I'll start it off. I have a lovely article right here that a lot of us nutrition buffs has a little bit to thank. This article I found on Gizmodo. It was published yesterday afternoon. It was filed towards food science, which makes sense because it has a lot to do with nutritional labels. It says right here that beer will finally get nutritional labels, but it seems like it's only going to be on the big three. So anything that is associated with the big three, you're going to have a nutritional label on there. It says things like Anheuser-Busch, Coors, Heineken, which is not part of the big three, but you're just going to have like those real big names, Miller, Coors, and all that. So you're going to find out suggested serving sizes, which nobody's going to listen to when it comes to beer, alcohol per volume, tallies for carbs, fats, proteins, things like that. So many of you are thinking, why has there not been any nutritional labels on the back already? Well, this article may have answered it, but I'm not going to read it. Why I think they haven't stuck the nutritional labels on the back of beers is because they don't want people to not drink them.
That makes total sense.
So, what are you guys' thoughts? Are you going to still drink beer if there's a nutritional label on there? I may limit it myself a little bit.
I did notice you said the big three are going to start listing these, correct? I did see in the past that like Bud Light and Budweiser, at least on the side, they did list the calorie amount. That was it. I'm interested to see what, carbs and sugar and what else goes into all of that.
Well, the light beers, that's what they are advertised. They're like, hey, we have 64 calories.
The calories and everything, but that's all they put.
Diet beer, yeah.
So, I don't know. It might stop me a little bit.
I'm not slowing down at all. If you think you're drinking your whole day's worth of calories, it's a little daunting, but I don't know if I don't drink that much as it is.
It'll probably motivate me to go out and play a little bit more Pokemon Go, walk off some of these calories. So,
for the article I read said the big three already agreed to it, and now plans might be difficult for microbrewers who, in addition to having fewer resources, sell smaller scale seasonal products with varied ingredients. So it's going to be more difficult for them to
each batch
regulate.
Will be different, and it's hard to regulate exactly. Well, maybe we got this off a little bit, and it's not quite 110 calories or whatever.
So, by the end of 2020, they're looking to. It's basically this law is going to go into effect in 2020 is when you might start seeing all these labels on the side of at least the big three or the main brewers. For the craft brewers, it might be a little longer. They're trying to work out a deal where they're just doing it by style, not by each individual type, like IPAs, this type of ingredients.
Yeah, average around a certain amount.
Not by each variation of beer.
Yeah. To accurately measure that, would just be ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't think they would be able to do it. It would take them so much time in trying to calculate all that stuff.
I know out in California that
they do so many different varieties.
Some of the different states now that they're starting to push more for the posting nutritional facts like fast food and different places like that. I think California would be the one to first make a state law for that a lot of the fast food chains and everybody else needs to post certain intakes that hoping that, people who will see this, hey, don't eat this food, it's too fattening for you, and maybe it'll change their mind. But as far as beer goes, I don't think it's going to change a lot of people's mind.
I don't think so either. Alcohol's an addiction. So I think people are going to drink it regardless. Maybe if one beer has a few more calories than the other, they might lean towards the lighter beer.
True.
If they're like on a diet or whatever. If it's not listed, it's fat free, I guess.
Fat free beer?
I use an app called Lose It whenever I want to track my stuff, and they actually have a pretty accurate calories per bottle for everything. Guinness, really light if you want dark beer.
So I can see that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. All right. Other news topics. What do you got, Keith?
Just stumbled upon this that apparently Up in Michigan, there's a reality TV show about craft beer. They're going to premiere a pilot episode featuring a popular Michigan brewery. Jason Lay, a craft beer enthusiast and modest underdog from Grand Rapids, Michigan, is the one behind this. He's titled his show called Modern Ahabs. So I'm assuming Captain Ahab, got to find the elusive white whale reference here. Explores the hunt for the world's most elusive craft beer. With this generation's boom in brewing, craft beers become more than a casual pastime hobby. Like rookie cards in mint condition or vintage toys still in their original packaging, craft beer is a worldwide phenomenon, a drinkable collector's item. I would agree with that. Modern Ahabs dives into the unique fanaticism that steers the pursuit for those highly sought-after coveted trophies, known to enthusiasts as whales. So the pilot episode features Kentucky Breakfast Stout, KBS, by Founders Brewing Company of Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Heard of them?
He's hoping that this will be picked up by network television. He does not currently have a taker, but the first taping will be Thursday, July 21st, 2016. Not sure when this podcast is going to air, but that will be up in Grand Rapids. It's a free event, open to the public. And he's hoping that a major TV, cable, or streaming network will develop a series of multi-episode seasons, with each episode featuring a different national or international craft beer whale. I really like that idea. I mean, it's kind of taking what we're doing here and putting it more on the national scale, getting out there and exploring different craft beer. I mean, that would definitely help some of these small businesses that, hey, we brew this once a year, we brew this twice a year, this is really rare to find. It'll definitely increase sales for some of these smaller companies, I would think.
It reminds me of a show that used to be on Hulu. I don't know, I think it's a British show called Three Sheets, where this guy would kind of go around to different breweries and review them, kind of like a Food Network type show.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would definitely watch that if it was available to me.
Absolutely.
I would find it. I don't watch television, but I'd find it.
I'd take a look at it. Check it out.
All right. What do you have for us, Staff?
Well, I do have this article I've been looking at. I just have a couple stats that I saw. The article is called Craft Beer Drinkers Consult Their Phones Before Opening Their Wallets. A New York-based strategic marketing and advertising agency, XenoSci, recently conducted a study that looked at the beer purchasing habits of people using mobile at the shelf, finding room where their beers can capitalize. So, according to this study, almost 60% of craft beer drinkers have used their phone at the shelf to help make a decision. So, do any of you try to check your phone for information before buying a beer?
I do, sometimes.
Is it just to see if you've had it before, or do you check
Well,
it out?
I do check Untapped, mostly, just to see, because if the can doesn't list, as we were just talking about, IBU or anything like that, what is it? Well, I like it.
And then it also goes on to say 20% of these people only buy craft beer. The other 80% also buy one of the big brands. And 72% say that they are more likely to buy a beer if they can read about it first. So I guess if they have a good website or information out there describing their beer, people are more likely to buy it. So it's more of an advertising article. It doesn't really pertain to us so much, but we do a lot like to check Untapped to see beer before we buy it. So I thought it was kind of interesting.
I always like to do research in anything before I buy, whether it's an appliance or a new car or anything. I think this generation with technology and internet, we want to go on.
We use it more.
Quickly access something real quick to see, hey, am I going to like this or not? Maybe not by word of mouth as much, but I think, yeah, definitely, I would agree with that. I will always check the internet for reviews or anything. I just take all reviews with a grain of salt too, because you always find the one person who's so picky. They find one thing wrong with something, be like, I don't like this.
Well, in some places, the only people who want to write reviews are the ones who are mad about it.
Yeah, that's how it usually is. I didn't like this, so now let me review it. If you like it, you're like, oh, I like it. Let me get that again. You don't go on.
They had a bad experience.
Exactly.
And they want to voice that opinion and knock the
that's
product down.
That's what mostly Yelp is. It's bad reviews of restaurants. You don't go on there and say, oh, I had a great time at this restaurant. You go on there and shit on it so people don't go there.
Right.
But I thought that was interesting. Oh. Okay. This is a new segment where we test our beer knowledge, maybe try to learn a thing or two. Kids, it's time for the Hop Quiz. All right. Question number 1. You love it, you drink it, but do you know what IPA stands for?
I'm just gonna write that in for everybody.
I mean, it gives you everybody knows what it is.
What's the answer?
It's Infusion Pale Ale, India Pale Ale, or International Pale Ale.
B.
India Pale Ale.
B. Yeah. Okay. That was
We know that one.
I'm giving you an easy one to start off with. All right. Question number 2. If you took a few sniffs, what would you smell in a Scottish heavy? A. Ladyfingers. B. Caramel. C. Toasted breadcrumbs. Or D. All of the above. Dustin?
B.
B.
I'm gonna go with B. Caramel.
B.
I was thinking B also, but it could be all of the above.
What? Are you gonna go with all the above?
I'm just gonna stick with the majority and go B.
Right.
And the final question of round 1: what is not considered a specialty stout? Bourbon barrel aged stout, dry stout, specialty stout.
Which is or
which
is not?
is not a specialty stout.
I'm gonna say dry stout.
Dry stout. I'm gonna go with
Yeah.
that one.
Dry stout. Never heard of it, so I'm gonna go with it.
I've heard of dry stout, but the specialty kind, I think that would be more the bourbon or the barrel aged.
Might as well
Beer's not typically in the barrels.
All right, I'm sticking with the majority again because I don't want to be the lone loser.
Lone wolf.
Alright, what are the answers?
Oh man, first one we got wrong.
It's not India Pale.
It's International Pale Ale, according to this.
Bullshit.
I call bullshit.
I'm done with this.
I've never heard of International Pale Ale.
Maybe because India Pale Ale is the most common. Number 2, we also got wrong. It's all of the above.
So sapphire, right? Basically.
I should have.
I don't even know what a ladyfinger smells like.
I think it's a cookie.
That's
I
what
did.
They can put cookies in beers.
And the only one we got right was dry stout.
No, we got the first one right. Come on.
Not according to the
Oh my
beer
God.
brewmaster.
Now I gotta do research. What is this international?
Yeah, you do research. You want to do another round? This one went pretty fast.
Yeah, we do that. Yeah.
I'm gonna do a negative review now on the internet.
I wouldn't do a positive review if I got them all right, but we did get them all wrong. Well, we got one right. Play more trivia. Question 1. The hop aroma in an American dark lager can vary. Which isn't typical in this style? No aroma, light spicy, floral, or grassy? American dark lager. Which isn't typical. No aroma is A. B. Light spicy. C. Floral. D. Grassy.
Which it isn't?
Isn't.
D.
That's
Grassy.
what I was going to say.
I was gonna say grassy, but I just got it.
I'm gonna say B.
Alright, everybody's going B. Everybody's going D, but pile. Question number 2. You need your nose, not your ears, for this one. What would you expect to detect in the aroma of an American cream ale? A. Cream. B. Corn. C. Toffee. Seems a little obvious. That's why I don't want to go with cream.
Yeah, I'm saying cream.
I'm going to go C. Toffee.
Put that down for myself already.
Dustin also toffee?
Yeah.
Were you listening?
No, not really. Question one more time.
Cream something coffee.
Cream,
What
corn,
would
or
you
toffee.
what would you expect?
You need your nose. Yeah, that's just dumb. What would you expect to detect in the aroma of an American cream ale? Cream, corn, or toffee?
What would you expect? Not what you wouldn't expect. So you would expect cream.
A for him.
I'm saying A.
A for him.
No obvious choice.
Final question. Why are there a number of Belgian styles that fall under the other Belgian ales category? A. Many were created by small Belgian breweries that are not known outside the region. B. The BJCP style guide was getting too large. C. The beer were not seen to be creative enough. This is just all out guess. I don't think any of us know anything about Belgian.
B.
B for you? I was going to go C. Beers are not creative enough. It's all guesses.
Sure, put me down
B.
for C.
Point out for B.
B, C.
Alright, let's see how this goes.
All right. The
We're all
first
leaving right now.
A, or not A. Question 1 is grassy, which was D.
Pale!
We were all wrong on question 2. It is corn,
Corn.
which is B. And for question 3, we were all wrong. It is A. Many were created by small developers that are not known outside the region.
We suck.
Hell yeah, we're terrible.
These are tough questions. Some of them you would expect to be easy.
Crapshoot. It's
Yeah.
like, just throw something out there.
Just to correct the first question, everything I find, what does IPA stand for? It's all India Pale Ale. I type in international pale, nothing comes up for that. Not even Google suggestion comes up for that.
What if you're in India? Is it like French fries where it's called International Pale Ales in India?
I mean, it was originally created to go to India, but it isn't what you could create to go internationally back in the day.
I would say it was India also. I think we were right on that first one.
Yeah.
So
I'm not buying the
we
international pale ale.
mine is pale. 50%. Pale is 2 out of 6.
These are all worth
So
5
he's
points.
33%.
They're all worth 5 points according to this app. So
5 points. We have 15. He's got 10.
that was a good first try at this game.
Yeah. Works for me.
We all learned something, I think.
Yeah.
We taught this app something. Now it's time for the drinking portion of the show. Each week we bring in 1 Indiana beer and 1 out of Indiana beer. What do you have this week for the Indiana beer?
This week for my Indiana beer, I have brought People's Mr. Brown Brown Ale. Just a little bit about the beer. Mr. Brown, American-style brown ale. We used a lot of base malt and 4 different dark malts in this beer, resulting in a complex malt character and a warming alcohol flavor. This is a great cold weather beer, warming and smooth to take away the chill. We balanced it with Kent Golding's hops. ABV 7% with 47 IBUs.
47's not too bad.
So pretty
Middle ground there.
pretty mild on the hops.
Do you have
So
anything?
what do you think about the bottle here, the label?
Sherlock is killing
I
it.
definitely saw Sherlock Holmes. in
Sherlock
this.
Holmes.
I
Yeah,
definitely
little.
see Sherlock Holmes.
I don't know if this was Mr. Brown was like a Clue reference, like Colonel Mustard and all that, but it definitely looks like Sherlock Holmes.
Mm-hmm. Probably more the that English style ale, the brown ales, maybe going that route.
Mm-hmm.
At first glance, in the background behind our little Sherlock Holmes here, I first thought it was like a captain's wheel, like a ship's wheel,
Yeah,
but it's actually
right.
just the silhouette of people.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
People's logo basically that Sherlock is pasted over.
Beer Advocate is saying that this is the highest ranked beer we've had so far.
Holy
At
cow.
87.
Wow.
It's listed as very good, but it only has 16 reviews.
Okay.
So,
It's hard to base it off of 16 people.
right, it's available year round, and you may have said this, but 7% alcohol by volume.
Untapped has a 3.59, so almost a 3.6, with only a little over 2,000 ratings. So not a lot of people have actually had this beer. But 3.5 seems to be like the average that we've been looking at on Untapped. I think that's what everybody gives every beer.
Well, with so many ratings,
Yeah.
it's it starts to fall into that 3.5 category.
It definitely,
It's dark.
yeah, it's definitely dark, definitely has a good taste. And what I noticed on the bottle that really just bothers me, it says best if poured in a glass.
Yep, I was going to say that too.
Have they ever poured this in a glass?
If you try to pour it in a glass, it's 80% foam, 20%
it erupts
beer.
all over you.
Spilled on the floor and we had to mop it up.
Mid-podcast, it was a disaster.
It is the headiest beer I have seen ever.
And Pale didn't pour it.
Yeah. I don't think it would have mattered. We could, any kind of glass you pour this into, it's going to be like in a volcano or like a science experiment that you've done in 3rd grade with baking soda and vinegar.
I think the label is pretty cool. I like the art on the front.
I like the People's logo.
Yeah.
Even like if you look at their bottle cap.
Yeah, with the People's logo and the colors, it's very calm. But it's a lot more entertaining than the Triton or other things that we've seen. This also comes in a glass bottle and not a can.
Yeah, this is the first. Is it the first glass bottle? Well, the IPL was in a glass bottle.
But all of our in beers were cans.
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, this is definitely interesting. It's a great aroma. At least smelling it coming out of the bottle. It has a little bit.
On the floor.
Yeah, on the floor too if you want. Also smelling in the glasses a little bit, but it does have. It's very rich. I think of aroma.
I smell the notes of caramel.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Kind of a chocolatey almost.
Chocolatey.
Maybe it's just based on the color that I'm thinking chocolate.
It is on the description. Chocolate
Maybe some
malt.
coffee tones.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was tasting. Chocolate and malt. It's a really good brown ale, and everything I've seen from Beer Advocate definitely suggests it is a very good brown ale. But I cannot overlook the fact that we had to wait 15 minutes
to
for the
drink
head
it.
to settle. Yeah,
That was,
if I'm pouring myself a beer, I'm not waiting
definitely-
20 minutes.
Definitely marks it down a little bit.
Definitely,
It's hard to drink a lot of brown ale for me anyway. I can drink a lot of those light beers, but the darker they get, I can drink like one and then switch to something else.
Mhm.
I don't know if anybody else feels that.
Well, this one is a little overbearing.
Is it just this one?
Just a little. It's a little bit. It's a little heavy.
Yeah, definitely.
A little bit. So just a little bit about People's Brewing Company.
Okay.
It's located just north of downtown Lafayette, Indiana. We are a 6,000 square foot facility with a 1,000 square foot tap room where we encourage people to come and try a pint and take home a 6-pack or growler. We are located just minutes off of State Road 25 and I-64 past the Wildcat Winery toward downtown. They specialize in small batch recipes, production facility, but generally have 6 beers in their tap room at any one time. So pretty decent
small.
sized location.
The amount of taps they have compared to Bell's, but Bell's is also like the 6th largest. So
Seventh largest in the United States.
Having 6 at one time is reasonable, I guess.
I will have to ask Paul, where did you find People's all the way up here?
I have
Because
not
we're
seen
located
it
in
in
Fort
Fort
Wayne.
Wayne.
So
People's
where did you buy this at?
Belmont off of Maple Crest.
Okay.
They which is nice. They kind of categorize all their Indiana beers.
That's good.
Yeah, they have like I don't know, maybe 10 feet of just Indiana beers, and then the rest you get more more regional down the shelf.
Very nice.
Yeah, so that's awesome.
Check it out.
How are we looking on Untapped?
The average rating on Untapped, we have about 3.5.
I believe I already said this.
We did.
Fair enough. I checked it in. That's why I was asking. And my check-in was not as gracious. I mean,
Yeah, I did not give it a 3.5 either.
I finished it because I'm a big fan of browns. But even though I'm a big fan of brown, the head was just too much, and I listed it in the note. I gave it a 375 or a 275. Sorry, 275.
275.
We can join the hand-holding club. I gave it a 275. But I'm not a huge fan of Browns. But then also all the head kind of knocked it down another notch. Because I was going to give it a 3. That's usually my middle point. But then the head kind of knocked it down. So I had to knock down my score just a 2.5 or 0.25.
I have had this beer before, about 2 years ago, and my previous rating was 3.5. Not entirely sure when or where, what the circumstances were, but as we all said, this pouring experience, that kind of knocked it down for me, so I'll give them a solid 3.
Yes, and I have as well had this beer before, and it was at the beer review, I believe, at Headwaters Park. I gave it a 4.25.
Whoa, you loved it.
I must have had
you didn't pour it yourself.
I didn't pour it
really
myself. I must have been really drunk. Had a much better experience. This time, I'm going 3 caps. I can't get over that head. It's ridiculous waiting 15 minutes
Try to drink
to try to finally drink your beer.
It does get it down to the proper temperature, I guess, during that wetting period. It is supposed to be cellar temperature because it's a darker beer.
I'm convinced this pack of beer was falling off the truck. It rolled around in the bed of the truck. It was crazy.
All right, now we're moving into our out beer. What do you got for us for the outside of Indiana this week, Paul?
My out beer comes from Southern Tier Brewing Company, brewed and bottled by Southern Tier out of Lakewood, New York. A little bit about this beer. It's an Imperial Wheat Ale. It's called the 3 Citrus Peel Out. brewed with blood orange juice, grapefruit, and tangerine peels, and natural grapefruit flavor added. What are you guys thinking about this label?
It's actually fun.
It is.
We've had a couple beers that were just kind of boring.
Yeah. This one's, it's not, it's got a lot of words, not a lot of art, but it's very colorful at least.
Mm-hmm. Going with the citrus route, those lighter colors, the orange, yellows, reds.
Right. Grapefruit-ish color, the more tangerine color. I don't know what this is. SpaghettiOs at the bottom.
Does look a little bit.
That's what I'm feeling like. SpaghettiOs.
Not sure what it has to do with 3 Citrus.
I took a sneak sip.
No.
Definitely tastes a little bit more like grapefruit than the
grapefruit beer we had.
the strange brew we had. But this has a lot of citrusy tastes to it.
Smell the aroma, definitely the smell.
It smells very sweet. Citrusy.
Yeah, it's pretty thick color, gold.
It's a little more clear than we're used to around here.
Yeah,
Definitely filtered.
If you look in the light, you can kind of see.
Filtered.
it is filtered.
It's not too heavy. You can almost see through it, but there's enough body there. I think it's going to have a good flavor.
The citrus is really just punching you in the
Yeah,
teeth
it's
right
very
now.
strong
It is.
citrus flavor, and it's kind of hard to pin down which citrus it is because there's so many in there.
It's got a decent nose, too.
Really, you're looking at blood orange, grapefruit, and tangerine.
Yeah,
Those are the 3 strongest
which citrus are you tasting the most?
I'm tasting the grapefruit the most. It's really just punching me right now.
I found it. I found the grapefruit. There it is. It's 70% grapefruit for me.
Since he read the bottle, he can find the grapefruit.
If we didn't read it to him, I wonder.
If you don't read that label to me, I can't find it.
It's easy when you know it's in there.
The blood orange is getting to me as well.
Yeah,
But-
definitely, I taste that. And I think it's
Yeah.
the color of more of the blood orange than the grapefruit. It's more of an orange color, dark orange.
We did notice that we poured this straight out of the bottle, no head at all, with these fruity beer.
It almost
so we didn't have to wait.
poured like a cider more than a beer.
That's true. Beer Advocate says out of 38 reviews that it's also in the very good category. Right up there with the other one. It's at 86. So Pale is pretty good at picking out mainstream Beer Advocate brews.
According to Untapped, we have about 3.75, I would say, out of 5 caps, out of 12,515 ratings. If we didn't mention the ABV, I don't know if you did earlier or not, it is 8.5%, according to...
It's the strongest beer I've had in my life.
According to Untapped, it's
That's the
8.5.
strongest
So
No, it's definitely the strongest on this podcast, though.
Yeah, that's true.
it is IBU of 30, but it's more of a citrus punch, as we were
I
saying.
don't really taste bitterness at all.
A lot of good reviews that I'm seeing recently from people around us or all over that are tasting this, averaging about 4 caps.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty damn good.
Everything I've seen said no head. Fizzy a little bit, but no head. So that's really good. Hopping off a Beer Advocate because that's as much as I need.
Great citrus combination, thirst quencher on a hot summer day. We'll definitely do this one again, says Dave S.
Seen very positive reviews. I'm not sure we mentioned it. 3.8 on Untapped. Probably the highest I think we've seen.
It's one of the higher ones, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't get over the fact that this fruit beer that has 30 IBU has 8.5.
It's crazy.
It's unreal for a fruit beer to have
Yeah.
that much
Alcohol content. You don't see that ever.
Paul, did you find anything on the website, maybe? Oh, never mind. I just read the side of the bottle. Because I know sometimes Untapped, whether it's right or wrong, I did see a couple of wrong labels sometimes, but the bottle does say,
It does say
8.5.
8.5.
Wow.
That kind of blows my mind a little bit for a fruit beer. I would expect to see about 3%.
Yeah, they're usually closer to 5 than 8.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Do you have any information about this company? I don't know if you read that yet or not.
I have a little bit of a brewery history here. Southern Tier Brewing Company of Lakewood, New York has grown to produce more than 100,000 barrels of beer annually. The handcrafted ales are now available in more than 30 states and points beyond. Founders Phineas de Monk and Alan Skip Jan started the brewery with the vision of reviving the practice of small batch brewing to a religion rich in brewing tradition. In 2002, with equipment gained from the purchase of the old Saddleback Brewing Company in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, the Southern Tier Brewing Company began production in the Stoneman Business Park just outside of Lakewood, New York. By 2003, select varieties of small batch ales were locally distributed, and by 2005, sales covered the majority of New York State and Pennsylvania. Before launching a successful roster of seasonal beers, the brewery produced Pilsner, Mild Ale, and India Pale Ale. So, quite a bit of history on this brewery. Sounds like they're want to go big. They want to go big time.
Definitely growing. I know I've heard this name before, so it's not like something new to me, anyways.
I'm trying to figure out what Imperial Wheat stands for.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new term for me too.
Yeah.
Imperial Wheat.
Everything I've Googled just gives me like different beers. I don't want beers. I want to know what an Imperial Wheat is. Like, I know what an Imperial Black I'm getting.
Stout
Imperial
Yeah. Imperial Double IPA, things like I know what I'm getting for that, but like when I think Imperial Wheat Ale, is it going to be a darker wheat ale? No, it's hardly that at all. So I'm really
I
confounded.
think it means a high alcohol content.
It probably has to do it because the last Imperial Ale that I had was an old Rasputin. That was last night, and that was 9.
Yeah, and this is 8.5, so I think it has something to do with alcohol content. Just they put that crown on it of Imperial.
I'm willing to find it out, and we can discuss it in the next podcast. But I'm really interested in what this Imperial business is because I've never heard of an Imperial Wheat before.
Mm-hmm.
I would think of a more hoppy wheat as well, right? And when you think Imperial, I think hoppy.
Right.
But I'm not getting any hops.
It's really fizzy. Like it's
a cider to me.
It's smooth, but I can't swallow it. like the other one just kind of fell down my throat. And the other beers just kind of, I don't know. I'll be able to finish it. I'm not saying that I can't finish it, but
it's a fine beer.
It is a very fine beer. But drinking it, I just have to take breaks from it.
Yeah,
it might be the 8.5%.
It could be the alcohol content or the sweetness factor.
I like the description you gave earlier, the punch in the mouth that you get.
Uh-huh.
It's like you gotta take it in gulps and let it sit. Because that citrus, which we may think it's citrus, maybe it's the alcohol content, whatever it is that's hitting you. It's
got a little bit
definitely not like the shandy or anything else like that. It's got power behind it.
It's a little bit stronger than anything we've had.
Mm-hmm.
Probably gonna have to call an Uber.
Sorry. I don't know if we want to do my strange brew.
I'm all about your strange brew. If I'm calling an Uber.
If this is a normal brew, I can't wait to see your strange
You're more
brew.
than welcome to stay the night, though.
What?
You need to.
I'll sleep in the car so I can wake up every couple hours and catch
Pokemon.
You'll find 4 out here in the street.
Yeah. I have my charger. I'll just plug it in and run. I filled up before I got here. But it is a very, very strong, delicious beer. It's a good find.
Yes. I'm becoming a fan of this brewery here.
Very good.
Maybe one day I'll check it out.
It's in New York. It's worth the drive.
It would be nice.
Just take 80 all the way across. You know, pay toll a little bit.
Yeah.
Shall we rate?
I'm pretty sure I did.
Who wants to start?
Pull it up.
I'll start.
Okay.
I rated this a solid 4 for me out of 5. Just the fact of the alcohol content. We mentioned earlier a little bit of the shandies, and some of these fruity beers have been about the 4.2%, 4.5% alcohol. That I really enjoy how this is 8.5. That it's got a little bit of punch behind it. It's got that strong kick. That's what set it above for me. I would definitely drink a lot more of this.
Yeah, I gave it a 4 as well. So give me your hand.
Hand holding club.
Punch in the mouth. I love it. I absolutely love it when I can try a beer and get punched right in the mouth and still want to take drinks of it. It's is just good. The 3 citrus, it exactly what you need. If you're expecting to have a grapefruit and you're drinking a grapefruit, it's exactly what you need.
Mm-hmm.
Ellie, you want to go?
I'm going 4 caps as well. I really enjoy it. I like the 3 citrus. I know I can taste the grapefruit. I know it's grapefruit, but I feel the notes of the orange and the tangerine peel. It's good. I'm liking it a lot.
Oh, sorry to break up the party. I went 3.5. It's just, I don't know what it is. It's too sweet. I don't think I could drink a whole bunch of these. Whereas the higher I rate is the more I can drink in a row. And I think I could only drink 1 or 2 of these in a row. I don't know if it's because it would get me drunk and be passed out, or if it's because it's just like a little too sweet or too citrusy. But I usually like the fruit beers. I'm the fruit beer expert, I guess. And I just rate this a little lower. I don't know. It's a little too fruity to me.
You don't like being punched in the mouth?
Yeah, I don't like the punch. I like just the more beer flavor, I guess.
Maybe more
Fair
wheat,
enough.
more wheat than fruit.
We're definitely a new experience for all of us, this Imperial Wheat Ale. So if anybody out there finds any more Imperial Wheat Ales for us to try, some of us love to be punched in the mouth.
I mean, I like it. I really like it. I'll drink one every now and then, but I go to my ratings based on how many I can drink in a row, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I could drink a whole 6-pack of these.
Not in one sitting.
Right.
One every.
Yeah, I can see an
every
upset
night.
stomach trying to do that.
These could
top
get
out at 3.
Yeah, these could definitely get dangerous if you buy a 6-pack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They're a little.
you might not be walking back to wherever you came from.
They're just too much towards the cider end, and not enough towards the beer end to me.
Mhm.
That's just how I look at it.
It's fair. A fair assessment.
Almost like with that high alcohol content, like, do you categorize this as a wine?
Yeah, it almost looks like a wine. Maybe
It
it's
looks
the
like a
glasses
wine.
we're
It pours
drinking
like a
out of.
wine.
Yes.
When I first saw this, I'm drinking a mead right now.
Yeah. It's like there's a fine line between beer and like mead.
The first glass we get 80% foam, 20% beer. This one we get no foam, 90, 100, or 99% beer.
Big gulp.
I think I have the least amount. If anybody wants some of this, feel free.
What
Take it
time
off
do you
my hand.
go to work in the morning, Paul? I might sleep on
I'm gonna be there at 8:30.
But if it was a strange brew, I wouldn't pour it out. I'd definitely drink it. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the final segment of our show. There are a lot of weird flavored beers, ciders, hard sodas, and other beers in this ever-expanding market of alcoholic beverages. And at this time, let's test our palates and try to guess the flavor. This is a segment called Strange Brews.
Definitely
Guys, what are you thinking?
chocolatey scent.
Yeah, dark.
Oh my god. Chocolate,
Maybe a little
Maybe-
bourbon.
A little coffee.
peanut
A little
butter.
coffee.
A little bit
Coffee,
of
peanut
maybe a little
butter.
coffee, bourbon.
Cannot see through it at all.
No, it's
Nope.
black.
It's
It is dark.
black as the night.
Oh, preliminary guess. Old Rasputin. Just kidding. Oh, but I love the smell.
I do.
that's a damn good
Oh.
smell.
Excuse me, guys.
Need a moment?
All right, here we go. Taking a sip. It's a chocolate.
It's chocolate something.
Whew.
I can smell it. Who's got a chocolate vodka out there?
I don't know. I still smell peanut butter.
I can get a little bit of the peanut butter, but I think it's
Oh,
more
I
the
can
chocolate.
spell the peanut butter.
Chocolatey peanut butter.
That's pretty good. What do you guys think, Keith?
I like it. I like the chocolate. I like the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
I like the darker brewers. As we said, hints of chocolate, a little hint of peanut butter, as you're saying. I'm pretty sure Reese's didn't put out a
Yeah, that's
a
what I'm
beer,
getting. That's
so-
what I feel. I feel like Reese's peanut butter beer.
I feel like I've had this one before.
I'm with you there, Dustin.
I don't know. I don't usually drink the dark beer,
I
but
think
I
I've
definitely.
had this.
I'm gonna wait to throw it out.
I'm kind of glad that it's more of a chocolatey taste to it, because
After the
I did have
citrusy-
one. I did try one this past weekend that had it was more of a bourbon style. It was like a 14%, and it was literally like drinking whiskey with a little bit of beer mixed in. because it was aged in the whiskey barrels, but this is more of a chocolate, not so much of the whiskey.
So good. Oh my
It
god.
is really. I'm
I know this.
It's really good.
I know if I'm wrong, I'm going to be so upset. I know this one.
I'm just gonna let you guys answer, then I'm gonna glom onto it. Since this isn't my style of beer, I couldn't guess it out of anything.
This is fantastic. Chocolate flavor is so amazing. And I've had this beer before. It's my usual go-to beer whenever I go to the brass rail between class. I'll probably edit that part out. But it is my go-to beer when I go to the brass rail. It is Sam Smith's Organic Chocolate Stout.
Is it though?
That's my guess. If I'm wrong, I don't care. But this is...
It's a similar to
It
that.
is really.
Oh.
It is really good.
It's definitely a chocolate stout. I couldn't tell you who makes it.
It has to be.
I haven't had too many.
It's not something I ever
Chocolate-ies.
go towards.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You guys are on the right track with chocolate.
Is chocolate in the name? Is it a... He's running away. You put him out in the other room.
Oh, Lord. I have to be right. No, I'm not. Oh, no. No.
Chocolate
right, chocolate peanut butter.
Horny goat.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
This is my first. Ugh.
Good choice, Paul.
Yeah.
I think I nailed that one.
Oh, you did with the
I was-
peanut butter.
Got the peanut butter.
I was so excited to try this, and I was not let down.
That is.
I like this a lot.
I can drink all of them.
You throw.
Like, if staff doesn't want it, I'm taking it.
If you throw a scoop of vanilla ice cream in this is a dessert.
Yes. Is there a label? Is there a nutrition label on this?
I hope not.
Not yet.
I
Yeah,
can't-
no, wait,
Please
wait,
no.
Oh, my God.
All the saturated fat of peanut butter and chocolate combined.
Oh, my gosh. It tastes so much like Sam Smith's. But Sam Smith doesn't have peanut butter, so I should have
I
known.
knew there was peanut butter in this thing.
That was a good call, Sam. The chocolate was hitting it for me, but definitely sensed that peanut butter. Paul, tell us about this.
Chocolate peanut butter stout. Porter, sorry.
Okay, well, they have a little nice description here. The strange brew that I chose today is a chocolate peanut butter porter by Horny Goat Brewing Company.
Limited edition, according to
Limited
this can.
edition.
It's on a rotating availability.
6.5% ABV, 55 IBUs. The description on the can says, this award-winning porter gets its luscious dark color from the generous use of roasted malts. We bring just the right amount of hops to the party to balance out that malt backbone and let the stars of the show shine. You will get heavy notes of chocolate and peanut butter to question whether you're drinking a glass of delicious suds or popping a peanut butter cup in your mouth.
Called that.
Reese's beer.
Wow. I've had a few peanut butter stouts and the chocolate peanut butter.
This is a little more stronger
This-
towards the peanut butter, but
Yeah.
or the chocolate, I
Chocolate,
mean.
yes.
But you can smell the peanut butter. At least I can. That's what I noticed right away.
I was trying to ignore the peanut butter. I just... Sam Smith is
Heavy
a
notes
good
of
one.
chocolate, and I feel like there's a lighter note of chocolate or peanut butter.
Yeah, the peanut butter is kind of secret, but I somewhat picked it up. Maybe it's because I eat PB&Js every day for lunch.
I love peanut butter. Like I would bathe in peanut butter.
Peanut butter challenge.
We are on record.
We're gonna give him a grapefruit
Seeing
peanut butter
that.
shandy next week. Yes.
Hale loves to bathe in
Combined
peanut
his
butter.
beers.
I love peanut butter and grapefruit.
All right, Beer Advocate says this is an 85. Very good.
Wow.
Giving it to Pale for picking very good
85.
beers.
All of them
All
have
of
been
them.
very good.
Oh, fantastic. Every review I've seen on here is positive, which is good. Can't be upset about that. I am going to give it a huge review myself because I love porters. Vanilla porters are great. This chocolate porter, oh my god.
Mm.
All right, look at the can though.
I do love. This is my favorite can of the night. I think
Yes.
it is. I love the coloring. It screams kind of peanut butter chocolate at you.
It's fun.
The colors.
It's cool.
The
Yeah,
colors.
it's fun.
The
It's
brown,
exciting.
the orange, the
brown,
yellow.
orange, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The horny goat.
The horny goats
Horny
right there in the
goats.
middle.
So horny.
limited edition stamp
He's
of
so
approval.
horny.
And
You
then
got that horny face.
off to the side,
He's like smug look on his face. Yeah, buddy.
You know what he's getting tonight.
and off to the side it has this World Beer Championship Tasting Platinum 2015, and I can see why. It is delicious.
96 points,
Oh,
which I
man.
would assume would be out of 100.
Yeah, that was my guess.
I'm about to say this is the best beer I've had all night. Probably in a while too.
Craft brewed in Wisconsin. Anything about these folks?
Yeah, who's Horny Goat? I've never heard of the Horny Groot. Horny Groot. He's in Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2.
The horny Groot.
Groot.
He's got a big old boner.
I want
He's like a little itty bitty stick with a big stick.
Horny Goat Brewing Company. Famously fun. Carefully crafted.
I'm not finding any history on this brewery.
I was trying to figure out
But-
where are these guys located?
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee,
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Milwaukee. That's where
Wisconsin.
everybody.
I love
all-
Wisconsin.
We
Go Pack, go!
We gotta take a trip to Wisconsin. That's where the brewers live, it feels like.
I got a guy that lives up there, so
I have a couple of their year-round brews.
What are they? Yeah, what is some of typical brews?
Hop-
This is limited edition.
This is limited edition beer. Some of their typical ones are Hopped Up and Horny, Horny Blonde, and a Tango Delta Tangerine IPA.
I bet that would be good.
I may have prematurely rated this, but I'm good with that.
Keith, do you have some information for us?
Do you have some history? Or
yeah,
information?
just on the website there, it says, according to Horny Goat, they're happy to say that they sell their sexy suds in 26 states and Brazil.
Wow.
So not just in this country. Brazil likes their horny
horny in
goats.
every country, or just Brazil. Brazil and America.
We challenge ourselves because you challenge us, and together our only limitation is our imagination. I have never seen this around town
I've
here in
never
Fort Wayne. Paul,
heard
where
of
did
Horny
you
Goat.
where'd you find this again at
Th-
Belmont?
This is another beer I found at Belmont Beverage.
I gotta start going to Belmont.
Apparently, this is a good one.
They do have a pretty nice selection.
The one by my house has more beers than you ever thought existed.
Yeah.
So
I
That's-
would agree. The one on State,
Yeah.
West State, is
it's like
It's
two
ridiculous.
Belmonts combined into
Two-
one
yes.
major Belmont.
Cap Cork and just step their shit up.
Captain Cork needs to step it up.
I'm down the road for them. It's a little bit of a hike for me to get to Belmont, but I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it if I get
You'll
this.
Find,
I did
you'll
talk
find
to
some rare beers.
the Captain Court guy. Sorry, the guy I talked to at the Maple Crest location said that they're pretty limited there, but the cold water is their main store for Captain
That's
Court.
where I go.
And
what I
he
go to.
said that's the
That's
biggest
good.
selection they
That's-
have. So if you've been there before, then definitely we need to check out Belmont.
Yeah, because
So Untapped is averaging about 3.7 out of 22,000 ratings.
pretty good.
Pretty
I've already rated
solid.
it. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
Ready to
So
go,
you're-
Dustin?
You've contributed to that 3.7.
You gonna exceed that 3.7?
Oh, exceed it by far. I'm drinking 6 of these, 10 of these, 12 of these. I don't care. I'm drinking them all. I give it a 4.5.
Wow, that's
Awesome.
that's so far. From
Oh, I know. It's,
Dustin.
That's
That's better
Wow.
than the WEMAC that he brought.
I know.
That pushes me to like a 5 caps, I think.
I love this beer. It's just it's everything that you like. I mean, I grew up kind of poor, single parent household. So lunches either a cheese sandwich or a peanut butter sandwich. So peanut butter, Reese's peanut butter,
Mhm.
anything like that. The Reese's cereal. Oh my god. So chocolate peanut
Dessert
butter
for
is just
breakfast.
it's my jam, and this is it. And I incorrectly guessed Sam Smith, so I was just throwing it out there because it's a fantastic beer and this tastes similar. And yeah, this is definitely better than that one.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Whew.
definitely better than Sam Smith's.
I went with a 3.75. It is very good. This would be my dessert after dinner, definitely. But I don't know if I could drink more than two in a row. It's just like eating 2 Reese's peanut butter cups and then I'm done. That's the end of the package for me. I don't know if I can eat a king size Reese's peanut butter cup.
What if you get a bag of miniature ones?
I eat about 2 of those miniature ones.
Oh my gosh, the miniature ones! I search for them. I get those the trees.
The trees are damn good.
I get
trees
the
or the
trees or the eggs.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my gosh. I look at my Easter basket, which I haven't gotten in 10 years. I look for those eggs. Yeah, I got 4 eggs, and they're gone.
But I'm definitely keeping it in my fridge. Dustin obviously is keeping it in his fridge.
It's in the fridge.
Going to be in his fridge from here to eternity.
Oh,
It'll never leave the fridge.
I'm buying a 6-pack by tomorrow.
Yeah.
Keith, what do you think?
For liking some of these darker beers, I love it. Absolutely love it. I will definitely buy a 6-pack that will stay in my fridge, but I kind of have to go your route, Seth. I mean, it's good, but I don't know. I want to prolong it. I want to keep it. I don't want to drink all 6 of them. It's like maybe 2 a night.
Savoring it. Yeah.
2 a night. I want to savor it. I mean, the flavor is so strong. That peanut butter, the chocolate, it's so good.
It's very good.
It's probably the fat kid in me.
Eat them all. Wants to eat the whole
Wanna eat
trick
them
or treat
all.
bag as soon as you get home. Not wait till tomorrow.
It's like the adult in me is just saying, okay, regulate.
Exactly.
I'm going to keep this back a little bit.
I kind of think
Okay.
I'm thinking the same way.
Going to go out, do a couple runs, get rid of this.
Yeah, I feel like I'm putting on 20 pounds.
I really hope they don't ever put the nutrition facts on this. That's
yeah.
for sure. But definitely keep in, and I agree with Dustin. I will buy this tomorrow.
What do you score?
I scored it 4.25.
Wow,
That's high for me.
that is pretty high.
Yes, this beer is very, very good. So I'm probably going to top out about two beers of this. I couldn't do a 6-pack.
No.
Just knowing what I'm getting myself into, like calorie-wise. But it's very good. I'm going 4.25 for this beer. It's good. It's really good. This is a dessert as well for me.
For anyone keeping track, it's only 12-ounce cans.
Yeah.
You drink 12 cans of pop a day. Fucking drink 12 I'll drink soda, but I'll fucking
Yeah, this is like a Yoo-hoo or something. It's definitely it doesn't taste like. Sorry. It doesn't taste like beer at all. It tastes like a candy, like a like a little sucker
Or candy bar or something.
I mean, it's a beer, obviously, but the sweetness behind it, I agree with that. I mean, that first initial kick that you get, you can taste that chocolate and peanut butter right off the bat, and it sticks with you. And it's not like a bitter back taste or anything else that's left on the palate. It
that back
sticks
end.
with
It's
you.
definitely sweet and chocolatey. It's not beer, hoppy, or anything like that.
All right, so Dustin keep, Saf keep, Keith keep, Hale keep. Fantastic. All right, I think that concludes our beer tasting segment. I'm going to turn it over to Keith to let you guys know how to reach us.
You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at DrinkInGeekOut. You can also check out our show notes and updates on drinkingeekout.tumblr.com. To suggest a beer for us to review, you can email us at drinkingeekout@gmail.com or tweet it at us using the hashtag #DrinkUpAndTellMeAboutIt. If you want to buy us a beer or visit our website, click on the donate button. If you like the show, please rate, review, subscribe, and tell your friends. Thanks for listening, and until next time, drink up and geek out.